Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.
En este momento inicia su programa Los Vientos del Saber. Carmen Piñeyro estará abordando temas de política, inmigración, economía, salud y muchos temas de interés para la comunidad. Llámanos en vivo al 1-888-900-2811, extensión 6. ¡Comenzamos!
Drop my phone. Oh. Muy buenas noches, mi querido público. Bienvenido a Los Vientos del Saber. Hoy tenemos a una invitada interesante que ha estado anteriormente en nuestro programa, nuestra legisladora, Debra Mule, del Distrito 5 de la legislatura de la Asamblea del Condado de Nassau. Entonces le vamos a dar la bienvenida. El programa de hoy va a ser bilingüe. Obviamente vamos a hablar en español, en inglés. Vamos a darle la oportunidad a la legisladora Mule que hable, traducimos y así sucesivamente. Ella nos trae importantes informaciones sobre la labor que ella está haciendo en el Distrito 5 de la Asamblea, del Concilio de la Legislatura del Condado de Nassau, y importantes informaciones para cada uno de nosotros que somos residentes del Distrito 5 de la legislatura del Condado de Nassau. Muy buena noche, legisladora Mule. Welcome to Los Vientos del Saber. Again, we are grateful and glad to have you back with all this great information that you have for us, the residents and member of your legislative district 5 in the legislature of Nassau County. Welcome.
Thank you, Carmen. I'm so glad to be back here and to be sharing this information. And we're doing this a little differently this time.
I know, right? COVID has made us into internet savvy, IT, and the whole 9 yards. I mean, we just go with the flow. Sometimes it's like you lose the signal, it freezes. But at this point, it's like now we're just resilient, right? We just go with what's there. But the most important thing is that we're doing it. And I thank you for taking the time out to bring this vital information, not only to all the English-speaking members of your district, but the Hispanic members and the Creole members of Legislative District 5. I think, and I thank you because, it's one of the things that many of the Hispanic residents were saying, where are our legislator, where are some of our members, we haven't heard from them. We do get the flyers in Spanish. And I want to also say thank you because our legislator had a meeting to talk about how to better serve not only all the residents of the legislative District 5, but also those that we're having a hard time reaching to and getting the information to. So Debbie, talk to us. Tell us all the things that you've done, especially, we've never had this before in our lifetimes, I should say. And it's actually has made us into multitasker in the sense that, we have been forced to use venues to communicate that never in our lifetime before we thought we would be using. For example, we're having this show remotely. To get the information there. So yo le acabo de preguntar a la legisladora Mule que cuáles son una de las cosas que ella ha estado haciendo. Obviamente tenemos estos tiempos difíciles por el COVID-19, que obviamente nos ha hecho nosotros hacer cosas que usualmente no hacíamos. La última vez ella dijo que estuvo en el estudio y hoy estamos haciendo este programa remotamente para llevarle la información a ustedes. Go ahead, Debbie.
So, this has been a really interesting time. I've had to completely change the way that I do my job and figure out how best to not only just do my job, but to communicate to the constituents. So we've become good at Skype, we've become good at Zoom, and become good at all these different technologies that enable us to reach out and talk to people in a safe way, because that's really what we have to do these days is be safe and make sure that everyone else stays safe. So whatever we do to fix things, to resolve issues, we all have to stay safe. So, for instance, just usual constituent issues, something's going on with the road, something's happening at a park. We still get emails, we still get phone calls. My office phone number is still active and takes phone calls. So that's 516-571-6205. And we still take phone calls. My staff checks them on a very regular basis, and we make sure that problems get resolved.
Say that number one more time, 516?
571-6205.
So I have 516-571-6205.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. I just want to make sure I have it so when I translate, I don't give the wrong number out.
Okay. And so there's that. And then just the regular legislative meetings. That's been interesting, too. The public is not allowed to come anymore, again, for safety reasons. And all of the legislators are given the option of either coming in, and then the desks are set up in a socially distant way, or they can video conference in. So that's been new and interesting.
Wow.
But I have some very specific concerns about my district. We have a lot of people who have lost their jobs, and of course that's true everywhere. But many people, perhaps because of their immigration status, are not able to access unemployment or the federal checks that were sent out to so many people. They are not eligible for DSS, Department of Social Services, services. And so I'm very worried about many residents in my district. And so I think it's really important to make sure that everyone finds out what actually is available, that's so that everyone can have access to these services. So, for instance...
Hold on, let me translate.
Oh, yeah.
So, señores, nuestra legisladora obviamente habló sobre cómo las cosas han cambiado. Ella dice que su oficina sigue activa. Ella sigue recibiendo llamadas por teléfonos, correos electrónicos. El número de teléfono de su oficina es el 516-571-6205. Ella tiene empleados que son bilingües, que hablan español también, si usted necesita alguna cosa. Y puede llamar allá o puede mandar un correo electrónico. What email can they use if they need to reach your office?
So it's DMULE@nassaucountyny.gov.
Entonces, el correo electrónico donde pueden mandar cualquier inquietud que ustedes tienen es DMULE@nassauny.gov. Entonces, esas son las dos formas de comunicarse con la oficina de ella, el 516-571-6205. Una de las cosas que ella dice que las reuniones de la legislatura están tomando lugar en combinación. Algunos pueden ir al edificio de la legislatura, obviamente con el espacio de 6 pies, o pueden hacerlo a través de remotamente o por Zoom o por Skype. Y los miembros de la comunidad no son permitidos, obviamente, por como estamos en cuarentena del COVID-19. Otra cosa importante que ella habla es que el distrito de ella está compuesto por muchas personas y ella está muy, muy preocupada por aquellos que han perdido su trabajo, no hablan el idioma, no tienen acceso y por una razón u otra no tienen documentación y todo eso, y por eso ella decidió venir al programa para hablar y enseñarnos cuáles son las cosas que ella está haciendo y cómo poder más ayudar a la comunidad. Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, Carmen, I just want to make sure, when you said the email, did you spell out Nassau County?
Oh, no, I didn't. Thank you. Okay, so, corrección. Mule, D-M-U-L-E. NASSAU.ny.gov. Déjenme repetirlo. DMULEANASSAUCOUNTY NTY.gov. Okay, got it. Good catch, Debbie.
Bueno.
Muy bueno.
So,
okay, so I finished translating when you were saying that you're very concerned that many people lost their jobs, cannot communicate, are undocumented for whatever. And go ahead.
So one of the most important things is access to health care. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. People are getting very sick. People are worried. Am I sick? What's going to happen to me? Where can I go? So everyone has access to testing they're called federally qualified healthcare centers. And we have one right here in Freeport. There's one in Hempstead, and there's one in Elmont, and one in Westbury.
Hold on one second. Señor Don Oscar, por favor, ponga el flyer de los centros de COVID-19. So, la aligeradora dice que lo más importante, que ella está muy preocupada, es que el acceso a la salud de todas las personas sin importar su estatus migratorio. Entonces, ella está diciendo que hay centros de hacerte esos exámenes. Hay uno en Freeport, hay uno en Hempstead, en Elmont. What was the other one?
Westbury.
Y en Westbury. Entonces vamos a poner en la pantalla, ahora van a ver brevemente la información del flyer de Debbie Mule. So we just put up the flyer. So go ahead, Debbie.
Great. Okay. So there's some really important things that people need to know. The first thing is that those flyers came out a couple of weeks ago, and some things have changed already. So that's why we need to talk about it. So first thing is you can get COVID testing and antibody testing. So
Excellent.
That's new. You do not need symptoms in order to go for the COVID testing. That's no longer a requirement.
Okay, hold on. Let me on the spot. So, en los flyers tienen estamos hablando de estos flyers porque hay nueva información de al día. Por ejemplo, usted no tiene que tener síntomas del COVID-19 y puede recibir los dos exámenes, el examen de la nariz, que viene siendo el de COVID-19, y el examen para ver si usted tiene los anticuerpos. Go ahead.
Okay. Appointments are still recommended. But I know sometimes people go and they can still get the testing.
Okay. Es recomendado que usted llame y haga cita, pero ella sabe que han llegado personas sin tener cita y han sido atendidos si tienen los exámenes disponibles. So I just said that if they go without an appointment and if their test is still available, they will be seen. But it's better to call to make the appointment.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Here's something very important. Immigration status is not checked. No one cares what your immigration status is. And if you think you're sick, go for the testing. You are not going to be putting yourself in any type of danger with regards to your immigration status. This is very, very important.
Ok, una cosa importantísima que deben de saber es que estos centros de salud, de chequeo para ver si usted tiene COVID-19, no van a chequear el estatus inmigratorio de usted. Escuchen bien, no van a chequear el estatus migratorio de ustedes. Ustedes, si están enfermos, es importantísimo que ustedes lleguen a estos centros a darse el examen o hacerse la prueba de los anticuerpos. Go ahead.
Okay. Also, the testing is free. No one needs to pay for it. It's not about insurance. This is what the federal government has done. All testing is free, and that includes the antibody testing.
Okay. Y otra cosa importantísima es que los exámenes son totalmente gratuitos. Okay, nadie le va a preguntar a usted si tiene seguro, que tiene que pagar, nada por ese estilo. Estos exámenes, como el examen de COVID-19 y como el examen de los anticuerpos, usted no tiene que pagar cuando va a hacérselo.
So the COVID testing is a swab. So they take the Q-tip type thing and they put it in your nose, and it's a swab test. The antibody testing is a blood test. So just like any other blood test, they take a little bit of blood out of your arm. I had it done the other day. It takes no time at all. It's very, very quick and easy. I recommend everyone do that.
Sí, y otra cosa clave de estos exámenes, por ejemplo, el examen de COVID-19 es obviamente por la nariz, es un palo largo con una forma de algodón, se lo entran por uno de los hoyos de la nariz y obviamente toman un ejemplo de ese examen. El segundo examen es el examen de anticuerpo. El examen de anticuerpo es hecho por la sangre. Pueden que le pinchen un dedo, una parte del cuerpo, lo que sea, le toman una muestra de la sangre, se llevan esa muestra y usted tiene que esperar usualmente 10, 15 minutos. No creo, I don't think more than 20 minutes. No creo que más de 20 minutos el proceso para que le den los resultados. So you can wait, usted puede esperar para los resultados cuando usted está ahí esperando. They can wait for the test result.
Yes, the test results actually, no, you can't wait.
No, for the antibodies.
Yes, that takes a couple of days.
Really? Oh, okay. Because I went to one where they told me I could wait. I just want to make sure. Okay. So depending on your location or where you go, dependiendo del sitio que usted va, usualmente, obviamente el de COVID-19, el examen de la nariz, ese sí toma algunos días, 2 o 3 días para mandarle los resultados. El del anticuerpo, dependiendo de dónde vayan, puede que le digan espere 20 minutos para recibir el diagnóstico o se lo mandan por correo. So I just made a clarification that depending where they go for the antibody testing, sometimes they can wait there to give it to them, but if not, if that service center doesn't do that, then they'll send them to them by mail. But it's very quick. Es bien rápido.
Yes. So a couple other things. When you go, Island Harvest has partnered with these centers, and they are providing a box of food. So if you go there to get the test, you can get a box of food, and included in that is all kinds of information in different languages. So it provides a lot in addition to the testing.
Oh, beautiful. Otra cosa lindísimo, una cosa importantísima que dice la legisladora Mule es que estos centros, ya sea en Freeport, Hempstead, Westbury o Elman, cuando usted va a hacerse ese examen, la organización Island Harvest, ¿verdad? Tiene personal ahí con cajas de comida y de centro de información. My daughter just walked by, she was making funny faces. Oh. That's why I
Hi, Julia.
I know, right? Julia, Debbie says hi. I'm sorry, back to Spanish. Entonces, la organización Island Harvest va a tener personal que van a estar distribuyendo comida. Usted puede llevarse una caja con comida, con diferentes cosas. Dentro de la caja va a tener información en diferentes idiomas. Esto es sumamente importante que ustedes sepan cuando ustedes vayan a cualquier centro, Freeport, Hempstead, Westbury, Elman, a hacerse estos exámenes. Ahí también van a tener la oportunidad de obtener comida si ustedes la necesitan. Go ahead, Deb.
Okay, and then the final thing.
Okay, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so just one final thing about the healthcare centers. They also provide healthcare to people. And again, it doesn't matter what your immigration status is. So please take care of your health and get the healthcare that you need.
Otra cosa importantísima también, que en estos centros, en estos 4 centros, Freeport, Hempstead, Westbury y Elman, aparte de tomar estos servicios para COVID-19, el anticuerpo, usted puede también obtener servicios médicos, obviamente también gratuitos. Entonces es importante que ustedes tengan esta información. I just also want to say, if any of you want to call into the show to ask our legislator any questions or clarification, you can call us at 1-888-900-2811, extension 6. Si ustedes tienen alguna pregunta para la legisladora, nos puede llamar directamente al 1-888-900-2811, extensión 6. Or you can post a question on our interactive Facebook Live or YouTube, and we'll look at it and let our legislator know that there's a questions for her in English and in Spanish. So we're going to go into commercial, and when we come back, we're going to continue with our amazing legislative Mule of the Legislative District 5 of the Nassau County Legislature. See you in a bit.
Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.
La Tribuna Hispana USA es el periódico para los que leemos en español. En circulación desde 1988 en Long Island y New York City. Contamos con diferentes ediciones por zonas, impresas y digitales, donde usted puede leer las últimas noticias nacionales, internacionales y publicar sus anuncios para la comunidad. Atención empresarios, comerciantes y profesionales, si usted desea aumentar sus ventas, llame ahora mismo al 1-888-900-2811, extensión 4, o visítenos en el www.latribunahispana.com.
We try to make the office more of a family type.
The office here is amazing. The staff here is amazing. Everybody makes you feel welcome. There's nobody who doesn't make you feel uncomfortable.
Ahora ya puedes vernos desde tu celular, descargando gratis nuestra aplicación Tribuna TV desde Play Store y App Store. ¿Qué esperas? Descarga gratis ya y sé parte de la gran familia hispana que se conecta con nosotros. Tribuna TV, la televisión en sus manos.
Tribuna TV te invita a, si quieres ser el productor de tu propio programa de televisión, para así formar parte de la programación de Tribuna TV, rentando tu espacio en nuestra programación, como lo han hecho nuestros productores asociados. Para más información, llámanos al 1-888-928-11, extensión 7, o visítanos en la web al www.tribunatv.us.
Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.
Estamos de regreso en los Vientos del Saber con nuestra invitada especial, la legisladora del Distrito 5 del Condado de Nassau, la legisladora Debra Mule. Cuando fuimos a los anuncios anteriormente, estábamos hablando de los programas de salud de COVID-19 y los 4 diferentes centros, Hempstead, Freeport, Elman y Westbury, donde estos servicios están siendo para la comunidad gratuitamente, sin importar su estatus inmigratorio, y si no tienen seguro también. Aparte de eso, en estos centros, también la organización Island Harvest está proveyendo comida gratuitamente para aquellas personas que la necesiten. Entonces, estamos de regreso en los Vientos del Saber con nuestra invitada. So, Debbie, we're back on air. Thank you so much. I was just giving people a summary of what we talked about. So go ahead.
Okay, so the next thing that I'd like to talk about is food. Because many people are not able to access enough food to feed their families. So, Carmen, I can't hear you. Are you on mute?
Yeah, I'm good. I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's another big concern of mine. And so one thing that I did early on in this is I joined in and sponsored a virtual food drive for Long Island Cares. So Long Island Cares has the ability to collect food in person, but because people are being encouraged not to go outside, it also has virtual food drives. So I'm supporting one, Judy Griffin is supporting one, Kavan Abrahams is supporting one, and I'm sure a number of other people are also supporting them. But all you do is go on the site and you click on what you want to purchase, and all it takes is a credit card. So for people who can provide food for others, I hardly recommend that you do it. And for people who need food, go out and get it. And again, places like Island Harvest and Long Island Cares, and in Freeport, we have a Long Island Cares Center right on Sunrise Highway. So it's very accessible. Please go and get food.
All right, let me translate that.
And they don't care about immigration status.
Okay, perfect. Entonces, la legisladora acaba de decir también que obviamente la cosa más importante es ayudar a aquellos que están necesitados. Una cosa que ella hizo al principio de esta pandemia fue que ella se donó virtualmente a la organización que se llama Long Island Care, que el sinónimo en español es Se Cuida Long Island. Esta es una organización sin fines de lucro. Hay una red de Long Island Care aquí en la comunidad de Freeport. Está localizada en la calle principal, Sunrise Highway, entre la Henry Street y la South Main Street. Obviamente, para las personas que conocen, Chase Bank está al lado de Chase Bank y enfrente del edificio The Olive Building. El sitio está enfrente de Olive Building y entre las calles Henry y South Main Street, exactamente en la calle Sunrise Highway. El parqueo, the parking lot, it's through Henry Street, so you can park in the back and go in there. Se pueden parquear en la parte de atrás. La entrada está por la calle Henry Street, pero el frente de Long Island Care está en la Sunrise Highway. Una cosa que la legisladora Mule dice es que si usted puede ayudar a Long Island Care, usted puede dar donaciones virtualmente. Ustedes entran a la página www.longislandcares.com y ahí usted puede comprar comida para ayudar a aquellas personas de bajos recursos que no lo tienen. Usted no tiene que tener estatus migratorio. Ellos no van a hacerle preguntas si usted está documentado o no está documentado. Usted puede llegar a Long Island Care o Island Harvest, donde esté más cerca, a buscar comida si usted la necesita. So I told them that they can do the virtual donation, Long Island Care, if they can. And I also reiterated what you said, that they're not going to ask for immigration status. That if they need, they can go in person at our location in Freeport, or Long Island Care, but they can also go online and they can virtually buy any food and sponsor as much as they can.
Right.
Go ahead, Deb.
Right. So I just think it's really important for people to know that there are services available to them. And there are also some other pantries that are available through the churches. And people, if they need food, they should go get it. No one should go hungry, not in this country. That would just be a crime. We have an obligation to make sure that everybody gets fed. I'm so proud of the way, for instance, in the Freeport schools, the way food is being delivered to families that are in need. But not everyone has children in the schools. So we need to make sure that the people who don't have access to that are being served in the other ways. So, again, you can get it when you go get your testing, but there's other ways of getting food.
Otra cosa importante que acaba de compartir nuestra legisladora Mule del Distrito 5 de la Legislatura del Condado de Nassau es que lo más importante es que ninguna familia debería pasar hambre, específicamente aquí en este gran país de los Estados Unidos. Ella dice que hay diferentes organizaciones que están proveyendo ayuda y comida para las personas. Obviamente ya le mencionamos a Long Island Care, a Island Harvest, también diferentes iglesias que usted puede llamar para ver cuáles son los reglamentos de cada iglesia o cuáles son los días que están proveyendo la comida. La legisladora Mule también mencionó el Distrito Escolar Público de Freeport, que están proveyéndole desayuno y almuerzo a las familias y también están proveyendo comida los viernes en conjunto con Island Harvest también. para la familia y haciéndoselo llegar. Another, now that you mentioned churches, Donnie McCaughlin on North Main Street every Wednesday from, I believe, 9 to 12 o'clock. They're also providing food. El obispo Donnie McCaughlin en la parte norte de la North Main Street de Freeport, 311 North Main Street, todos los miércoles de 9 a mediodía también están proveyendo comida para las personas necesitadas. Y también hay otras iglesias. Yo sé que el Centro Bíblico tuvo un tiempo que ofreció comida para las personas. Entonces tienen que llamar para averiguar. I'm just mentioning some of the ones that I know have had food drives, but you have to call to make sure, if the date change, when is the next one that they're going to do. Es importante que usted llame a las iglesias para saber cuándo es que ellos van a ofrecer esta información. Go ahead, Debbie.
Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as food goes. I just want to make sure that everyone knows that they have access to food if they need it.
Ya lo saben, o nuevamente, si usted está en necesidad de almuerzo, de comida, de cualquier otra cosa, hay sitios que están ofreciendo comida gratuitamente a las personas necesitadas, y acuérdense que no le van a preguntar cuál es su estatus inmigratoria. La organización Long Island Cares y Island Harvest y las diferentes iglesias en las comunidades que ustedes residen. También acuérdense los 4 centros de exámenes, Freeport, Hempstead, Westbury y Elman, donde están haciendo los exámenes de COVID-19, del examen de la inmunidad con la puntita de sacarle la sangre. En esos sitios también salud gratis, y también ahí está Island Harvest ofreciendo comida también para las personas que la necesiten cuando estén ahí. We're going to go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to discuss another important thing for our community, the census, and any other information. I just want to remind everyone, you can call us at 1-888-900-2811 extension 6, or you can post your question on Facebook or YouTube Live. Acuérdense, nos pueden llamar para cualquier pregunta para la legisladora Mule o para mí al 1-888-900-2811 extensión 6. O poner su mensaje o pregunta a través de Facebook interactivo o YouTube. Nos vemos en un momento.
Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.
La Tribuna Hispana USA es el periódico para los que leemos en español. En circulación desde 1988 en Long Island y New York City. Contamos con diferentes ediciones por zonas, impresas y digitales, donde usted puede leer las últimas noticias nacionales, internacionales y publicar sus anuncios para la comunidad. Atención empresarios, comerciantes y profesionales, si usted desea aumentar sus ventas, llame ahora mismo al 1-888-900-2811 extensión 4 o visítenos en el www.latribunahispana.com.
We try to make the office more of a family type.
The office here is amazing. The staff here is amazing. Everybody makes you feel welcome. There's nobody who doesn't make you feel uncomfortable.
Ahora ya puedes vernos desde tu celular, descargando gratis nuestra aplicación Tribuna TV desde Play Store y App Store. ¿Qué esperas? Descarga gratis ya y sé parte de la gran familia hispana que se conecta con nosotros. Tribuna TV, la televisión en sus manos.
Tribuna TV. Te invita a si quieres ser el productor de tu propio programa de televisión para así formar parte de la programación de Tribuna TV, rentando tu espacio en nuestra programación, como lo han hecho nuestros productores asociados. Para más información, llámanos al 1-888-928-11, extensión 7, o visítanos en la web al www.tribunatv.us.
Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.
Aquí estamos de regreso en los Vientos del Saber con nuestra invitada especial, la legisladora del Distrito 5 del Condado de Nassau, la legisladora Debra Mule. Una de las cosas importantes que hemos hablado hoy en el programa, al principio del programa se habló de los centros importantes para nuestra comunidad, que son 4 que están localizados en Freeport, en Hempstead, Westbury y en Elman, donde usted puede gratuitamente recibir los 2 exámenes, el examen de COVID-19 y el examen de anticuerpos. Y además de eso, si usted tiene algún otro problema médico, también lo pueden atender en esos centros. Se recomienda que usted llame primero para hacer una cita, pero si usted no llama y hace la cita, puede llegar y si tienen exámenes disponibles, lo van a atender. Además de eso, Island Harvest va a tener personal en estos 4 centros para proveer comida, una caja de comida para aquellas personas que la necesiten. Así que es sumamente importante que ustedes sepan de eso. Otra cosa que se habló es también que como vivimos en Estados Unidos, daría pena que personas pasaran hambre. Entonces, como dijo la legisladora Mule, Island Harvest, Long Island Care, que hay un centro aquí en Freeport, localizado en la Sunrise Highway, entre la calle Henry y la calle South Main Street. Everybody knows Dunkin' Donut on Sunrise Highway, so it's right across the street from that. Está totalmente al cruzar la calle del Dunkin' Donut por la vía del tren. El parqueo está en la parte de atrás. Ahí usted puede también obtener comida gratuitamente. Si usted es una persona que tiene importancia, que puede compartir y donar, usted puede llamar a Long Island Care o ir a longislandcare.com y donar, hacer cualquier compra virtualmente de cualquier ayuda que usted necesite. Entonces ahora estamos de regreso y ahora vamos a hablar en esta parte del programa sobre el censo. Tenemos una llamada. We have a phone call.
Oh.
Buenas noches.
Adelante, Emilio.
Gracias. Aló, Carmen.
Sí, buenas noches, Emilio. ¿Cómo estás? Gracias por llamar.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. You know, I'm very, how you call it, touchy and very inspired through the intervention of Debra Mule. I'm very proud of her because when the information comes from people in, responsibility, how you call it, places like hers, it's very, has a lot of power. One thing is that I tell them, go and look for food and medicine and this and all that, but Emilio Reyes doesn't have it that way than she has, and we really appreciate that she's really encouraging the Hispanic community, especially in her district. So therefore, Debra, you got my 5. Thank you very much. You're doing a really good job. And to you, Carmen, I cannot be proud of more of you. Every day you're doing better. So, me escuchan bien, ¿no? Debra, are you hearing me very well?
I do, yes.
You think yes, or
Emilio,
you hear me well?
También.
Yeah. Are we good?
Un momentito.
Carmen, are we good?
Sí, ¿qué fue, Emilio?
Can you hear me very well or not?
Now I can hear you, yes.
Okay, Debra, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what I was saying, so I don't have to repeat it, right? So,
No, you don't have to repeat it.
in the show?
But you can repeat it if you want.
No. I'm going to say very briefly a couple of words in Spanish for the respect to our viewers. No, lo que estaba diciendo es que las palabras de Debra Mule ella tiene más peso que cualquiera de nosotros los hispanos que no estamos nombrados en una posición como ella, ya que ella ha sido nombrada, es una persona con autoridad del condado, del distrito 5, y que ella lo diga y nos invite a la comunidad que busque medicina, que busque comida en estos tiempos de pandemia. Le agradecemos mucho, así de que personalmente le agradezco a Debra y especialmente pues a Carmen, que no tengo que repetirlo más, el público, la audiencia sabe el buen trabajo que cada día lo hace mejor. Así de que buenas noches, muchas gracias, and thank you for taking care of the invitation, Debra, and very proud of your job. Thank you very much.
Gracias. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. Muchas gracias, Emilio. So what I think you heard him clearly. You know, you're one of the first elected officials at the county level that has actually come and spoken to reach out to obviously those most needed in English and in Spanish, but also to express your concern for those that live in the shadows. You know, sometimes people want to look the other way, you know, and I always tell people, how can you call yourself a Christian and you look the other way when, you know, someone is in need? And he said it best, you know, I've said it, you know, thank you again for coming here and for bringing the information. But something important he said is that, you know, we tell our community, go get tested, you know, they're not going to ask questions. But it brings light, it brings more weight when we have someone from the county level that is stressing what we've been telling them all along, that, you know, that there are not going to be repercussion. You know, it's so unfortunate because there's been so much negativity around that as human beings, some of us have been blinded about humanity, and what they didn't realize is that the repercussions and the consequences of those actions now have more marginalized that particular population. And what amazes me is that they don't see that, listen, you know, if they're sick and they don't get better, we're all going to be sick.
That's
you
right.
know, and I think that's the biggest thing that, you know, we keep stressing, and I commend you for being here tonight and stressing that for all of us, is that, you know, we have to make sure everyone gets tested, because if not, it's going to be a repeating cycle, and we're going to continue to lose more lives of the people that we love. And I think for those people that haven't had a close family member sick, a person that they knew closely that has died as a result of COVID-19, I tell you from personal experience, you know, and to date, I'm up to 80 people that I personally know that have passed away due to COVID.
Wow.
And that's a very high number when you think about it, is that, you know, it's not a joke. It's not a hoax, it's reality. You know, we have to listen to the experts, to the doctors, you know, to the scientists that, you know, that have the information here. And I know as a public servant, together with Debbie Mule, we're going to try to see what is best and how best for us to get our lives back. But I'm one to say that, not at the expense of, you know, of human lives. We just have to be very cautious of that. Y para repetir brevemente en español lo que acabo de decir en inglés, es que Emilio llamó para darle las gracias a Debra Mule, porque ella le está estresando a cada uno de ustedes que no tenga miedo, que vaya, si está enfermo, vaya y hágase el examen. Si no está enfermo y está preocupado y quiere hacerse el examen, vaya a hacérselo. Hay 4 centros en Freeport, Hempstead, Westbury y Elman, donde usted puede ir gratuitamente, sin hacerle preguntas de su estatus migratorio, hacerse estos exámenes y a la misma vez obtener ayuda de comida por Island Harvest. Así que es importante que no tengan miedo. Yo sé que muchos de ustedes están viviendo en la sombra por el temor de ser capturado. And what I wanted to share, you know, I want to give a shout out to my dear friend and immigration attorney, Sylvia Cabana, our former town clerk. She said something so key, you know, that a lot of people don't realize. The courts are closed. All courts are closed. So, una cosa que la abogada Silvia Cabana, que era nuestra secretaria de Pueblo anteriormente, dijo es que todas las cortes están cerradas, corte de migración, todo tipo de corte está cerrada. Si usted no hace una cosa de matar a una persona o algo criminal, usted no tiene que tener miedo. Pero eso son cosas que todo está paralizado y usted puede ir y obtener y recibir esa ayuda y no pasar hambre y no enfermarse más. So now we're back to talk about another key thing for our community that I've been talking for the last 3 years in and out, and we're going to talk more about it. But now you're going to hear from our legislator, Debbie Mule, on the Census 2020. Debbie.
Yes, so the census is so important. Since you've talked about it, I'm sure your listeners know that this is something that happens once every 10 years, and it determines what kind of representation we're going to get, and it determines how much money we're going to get from the federal government. So we have to make sure that we are counted accurately, and that means anybody who lives here. That's it. That's the requirement. And again, this has nothing to do with immigration status. Every single person who lives here needs to be counted. We need to make sure that we get the services that we should be getting from the federal government. You know, one thing that we've heard so much from the governor, he keeps pointing out that New York State gets very little from the federal government. We send much, much, much more money out, and we get very little in return. So we need to make sure that every single penny that we should be getting, we get. And the only way to do that is to make sure that every person is counted on the census. So it's so easy. If you
so we're going to show some of the flyers. Don Oscar, la información sobre el censo, por favor. So shortly you're going to see, now you're going to view and see the census information. Lo que acaba de hablar la legisladora Mule, que yo le he venido diciendo por mucho tiempo, es que es importantísimo que llenen la información sobre el censo 2020. ¿Por qué? Primero, ser contado es la persona que estén residiendo en Estados Unidos. No importa su designación inmigratoria. Si usted está aquí, usted tiene que ser contado. Lo que pasa cuando las personas son contadas, y es cada 10 años, es que los fondos federales que ayudan para las escuelas públicas, la salud, la infraestructura, todos esos fondos llegan aquí. Algo interesante que dijo la legisladora Mule es que nuestro gobernador dice que los neoyorquinos contribuimos más de $32 billones más al gobierno federal y no recibimos nuestra alocación necesaria. Lo que básicamente es que Nueva York le está dando dinero a otros estados que no tienen los fondos, ¿verdad? Entonces nosotros le estamos dando subsidios a estos estados y por tal relación nosotros debemos de contar todas las personas, porque imagínense, si mandamos 32 billones y no estamos recibiendo lo suficiente, si no somos contados, obviamente vamos a recibir menos dinero. Y una cosa clave que dijo la legisladora Mule es representación, ¿verdad? Si todos somos forms. Therefore, can you imagine if you that school district is kind of shortchanged with those 10 students that were not counted. We still have to educate them, but we're not going to have the federal funding to compensate for that, which in turn can lead to school district having to raise the funds through local taxation, through our property taxes. So that's why it's a domino effect. It's so important that, if you know that someone has not done and filled out the Census 2020 form, you got to make sure you do it. So si usted sabe a alguien que no ha llenado el formulario del Censo 2020, por favor, hablen con ellos y ayúdenlo a llenar la información. Go ahead, Deb.
It's so easy. You can do it online, takes 5 minutes, or you can do the paper one that was mailed out to everybody, and just do it. It's very, very important.
Okay, so I have Maria Cupucci Paulino Diaz. She's asking my co-host Socario, tomó la noche libre. Ella no pudo estar aquí, pero ella le manda su saludo y su amor. Gracias por sintonizarnos. Ella tomó la noche libre. El próximo miércoles va a estar con nosotros aquí. Natividad is saying thank you, Debbie, for having the information for the community. It's greatly appreciated. And that for you, thank you. I translated it correctly. Yo acabo de decir que una televidente, televidente a través de Facebook Interactivo mandó un mensaje dándole las gracias a la legisladora Mule por traer toda esa información y venir al programa para informarnos a nosotros sobre las cosas que están pasando dentro de la comunidad. Go ahead, Deb.
So that's really all I have to say about the census. But the last thing that I want to really emphasize is let's be good to each other. Let's make sure we wear our masks, practice social distancing, and stay healthy.
Excellent. La legisladora dice que otra cosa importante que ella quiere compartir con todos nosotros es que nos llevemos bien los unos con los otros. Usemos protección cuando salimos, nuestras caretas, guantes, mantener los 6 pies de distancia entre nosotros y también please make sure you don't dump the gloves and the mask on the floor. Yeah. Bring them with you and throw them in the garbage. I mean, we got to take care of the people that work for us as well and ourselves. It doesn't look pretty seeing gloves in the parking lot and on the street. So es importante que usted coja los guantes, las caretas, si usted no las va a necesitar, en la basura en su casa o en su carro y la ponga de otra parte. Deb, another thing that, now talking about this and talking about representation, we have elections coming up, and I know the school board election is going to be coming up soon, and it's going to be by absentee ballot, So I think you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So that's going to be something that's new and different for all of us.
Absolutely.
Maybe we've done absentee voting, but we haven't all done it together. So I think it's going to be something a little change to get used to, but right. I think it's going to be easy enough to do. Let's make sure that we all apply for our absentee ballots and then get our ballots in the mail so that all of our voices can be heard.
Absolutely. And another thing too is for the school board, everybody that's already registered to vote in the school books and at the Nassau County level as a voter, they will be receiving a ballot at the House. You have to fill it out, obviously vote for the candidate that you wish, and then put it in the mail, or I believe there's going to be a drop box at the administration building. I'm not sure. I'll get the information and I'll bring it up later. And then another thing is I wanted to let you guys know now that we have here, next Wednesday, we're going to have, we have invited all the candidates for candidates meet through obviously remote. So members of the community in Freeport get to know the candidates, which are Ron Ellerby, Vilma Lancaster, and Donna Raphael. I believe are the 3 candidates as of right now. I will get further information, but next Wednesday, they all have been invited. It's important since now we are going to be exercising our right to vote through mail. And because of COVID-19 and not being able to be outdoors and knocking on doors and getting the information, I think it's important that we hear from the individuals asking for our vote and asking to represent our children in the school district, that we all hear from them. So it's going to be great to have them next Wednesday on the show. I hope all of them can make it. Again, I will reach out, and if you don't see them next Wednesday, it's because they couldn't make it, but the invitation is out there, so it's important. And Deb, talking about absentee ballots and voting by mail, actually, I should say not absentee ballot, because it's a little bit different. Esta vez es un poquito diferente. Déjeme hablar español y aclararlo. Anteriormente, el voto ausente era por si usted estaba enfermo, if you were sick, si iba a estar fuera por el trabajo, if you were going to be away for work. Ahora no es así. Ahora usted manda la información, va a ser votación por correo, y es importante que usted ponga atención al correo que está llegando a la casa, porque se le va a mandar la información allá, y así va a ser las elecciones de noviembre, también va a ser por voto por correo. I just told them too that the November elections are going to be also vote by mail. So it's important that, they start looking at their mail, make sure you review and you see it, so you can start familiarizing yourself with that new change, right? Mm-hmm. But listen, it's not new. The state of Colorado, they actually have been voting by mail for the last 15 years. And they actually have had a very successful outcome of 90%, almost 90% participation of all the residents of the state of Colorado. So I've invited the clerk recorder for the state of Colorado, so hopefully his schedule will free up so he can enlighten all of us as to how it has worked for the members and the residents of the state of Colorado, and how democracy has always been upheld to its best. And I think that, all of us living in this great nation and the democracies that we've lived, right? We want to make sure that continues, and that everyone still has the right to exercise their voice, their opinion, and to select the people that they best think is going to represent their best interests. Yeah. So, Debbie, thank you so much for coming. I can't believe it's already an hour, people. But all that information that you brought today, I'm so excited to have you here. We were just, before the show started, we were talking about, how big my kids are, and we were just talking about how way back we go, when I was single, engaged, married, kids. But the best thing is when you work and you do great things for everyone that you represent is just absolutely amazing. And I'm looking at all the messages here on Facebook Interactive, everyone saying thank you for the work that you've been doing, and for actually taking the time out tonight to reach out and to get all that information out. Because I tell you, I didn't know that Island Harvest was providing the food at this location. Yep. So you learn something new every day. And if I didn't know now, can you imagine so many other people that didn't have that information. So yo nuevamente, por todos ustedes, los televidentes de los Vientos del Saber, les damos las gracias a la legisladora Mule por sacar el tiempo esta noche para traernos a nosotros las informaciones vitales aquí en el condado de Nassau y en Long Island para cada uno de ustedes, para que estén saludables, no pasen hambre, sepan su derecho y tengan acceso a salud y a la comida que ustedes cada uno necesite. Y acuérdense, el voto ausente viene por ahí. Debbie, want to say goodbye to everyone?
I do. I just want to say stay safe and be kind.
Que se mantengan cuidadosos, en salud, y que sean buena gente para sus vecinos y sus compañeros. Muchísimas gracias, mi gente. Nos vemos el próximo miércoles a la misma hora por el mismo canal con los invitados, los candidatos a la Junta Escolar de Freeport, los señores, la señora Vilma Lancaster, Donna Raphael y Ron Ellerby. Así esperamos que los tres puedan participar para que ustedes puedan hacerles las preguntas que ustedes deseen sobre su plan para mejorar la educación de nuestros niños. Legislator Mule, thank you again for coming to the show. You can watch the retransmission of this show every night at 10 o'clock through Tribuna, TREVUNA.TV US. And you can see it through videos on demand or Facebook Live if you miss any part of the show, so you can hear the great thing. And you can also see the information for our legislator, her phone number, her email, and how to contact her if you need any assistance. Mi gente, lo quiero mucho. Buenas noches. Nos vemos. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sigue en sintonía de nuestra programación.